welcome to Beat the Press. Yeah, that might sound like a basketball title, but for all you football guys out there in a league that's all about passing, if you can't beat the press, you're not doing anything. You got to beat the jam. You have to. It's all about getting up off of press coverage. We saw a lot of that last weekend in the playoffs. A whole lot of it. Shout out to Jeff Janis. Beat the press. Definitely at the line of scrimmage. That whole drive was on him. So we're going to talk about Green Bay, Arizona first. You guys got a chance to watch that. Just some of your initial thoughts from it. Either one of you can start.
Wow.
That's not a bad word.
Yeah, wild to say the least. The game, it kind of started out looking like, okay, Arizona's going to take this and run with it. Then Carson, in the beginning, he wasn't really comfortable. And Aaron Rodgers wasn't putting on the money as he usually does. And then when it looked like it was over, Aaron just kind of clicked. And it was funny. I saw the memes. It was like Aaron Rodgers with the bandana. It was like, come with me, Hail Mary. And, you know, it's like Janis deserves a lot of credit. He really...
Okay, that's what I wanted to bring up because I was talking about this with a group of my guys on Xbox. I play Xbox, so y'all gonna just have to get over that.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
And they were telling me how great of a throw it was by Aaron. And I was just like, I know everybody's talking about Aaron Rodgers, and he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But to be a young wide receiver in that situation, because Aaron barely looked, he just launched it.
Yeah.
Like, he just launched it. He picked the point, he was like, ball go.
He threw it away. He threw it away 60 yards.
It was honestly like a Hail Mary. We all know that. And some people are making like it was a pinpoint pass. And I think it looked that way because Janis went to go get it. Like, on Hail Marys, how many times do we see guys go up and get it? Yeah. It was in between two guys. Patrick Peterson
at that.
Who's uber athletic. Like, he probably got taught how to walk by I think his peoples were trainers. Like, that's just what they do. They breed athletes. And he out-jumped him. And not only did he out-jump him, but he secured the football. He high-pointed it and secured it against one of the better corners in the NFL.
That's true. It doesn't happen every day.
And again, not to take one from Aaron Rodgers' throw, but the second half of that after he released the ball, that part should get a lot of credit. At least that's just me.
Yeah, definitely. But, like, it's always that same storyline with Aaron Rodgers throwing, like, you know, that hope up there, and his receivers going up to get it, but the receivers never get the, you know, the credit that they deserve because, I mean, they're making amazing catches.
I mean, Jordy did, but that was about it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's Jordy. Like, you Richard Rodgers and then Jeff Janis.
Okay. So, like, Jeff Janis has been a guy, if you guys have spent some time in draft Twitter, Jeff Janis is like a folks hero. All right? So, like, that's like the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Janis. That's it. Like, he walks in the room like, I'm Janis, and walks out. And draft Twitter's like, oh, my God, we know him. Yay. Sign my shirt. Dumb fast, dumb athletic, just Green Bay's deep at wideout. Yeah, he got a chance, and I believe this is not going to be the last time we see him.
Yeah, it won't. It definitely won't.
Not only did you had Jordy, who, you know, the whole deceptively, we got to stop that. White guys are fast.
Yeah.
White guys are athletic. Just take the deceptive off. We got to move on for that. I almost broke my computer this weekend at work watching Kansas City in New England. Alex Smith ran, and they were like, oh, the speed, the deceptive athleticism. Like, time out. He was one of Urban Meyer. That's how Urban Meyer got the Florida job. Alex Smith at Utah, who was running and throwing, a whole lot of running, and that spread offense. So we got to stop it. White guys are athletic. Our black guys who are not athletic.
Yeah, look at Aaron Rodgers. He's very athletic.
Extremely. What were you going to say? He's deceptively athletic too?
Caught me by surprise.
Caught you by surprise that he just ran a circle around you. Threw it 60 yards without looking?
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, now I have a question. Do you think that as great of a performance he gave Aaron Rodgers towards the end, he should have got one more shot in overtime?
No. I think that's Clay Matthews. You got to stop that. All right, so you get paid millions of dollars to do what to the opposing offense? What's
Apply
that
pressure,
word?
sack,
Stop,
cover.
Stop, disrupt, cover. All these things that don't mean let them score, correct?
Right. Yeah.
No, it's your fault they didn't get another shot.
Right.
Like, you can't get mad at the ref. You failed to give your quarterback another shot. You were playing inside backer. Larry Fitzgerald caught the pass on the left side of the field and cut that thing back all the way across the middle for 75 yards. Where were you?
Chasing him down.
Where were you? So for you to come out and go, we should have got a shot. It's just that we're not that dumb. I feel like you're offending. Like, you just told us we're stupid.
Right. Like, we didn't see what just happened.
We've been told that you're an elite defensive player. Why didn't you make a huge play? Why didn't your defense? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what you're saying is we shouldn't hold you to a high standard, but we should hold Aaron to one.
what I will say is that play that broke overtime, like Carson Palmer,
Oh, shout out to Carson.
Oh yeah.
Carson's never been known to be athletic.
He looked like USC Carson for a second. Like, he
Yeah,
was
it's like
I'm
he
not
just.
taking this L.
I traveled back in time because I was like, I haven't seen Carson do that since he won the Heisman.
He was like,
And
I'm not
then
taking this L.
Next, you know, he just throws a pass to Larry. Larry's just chilling. So if Clay's there, maybe
Or somebody, I got a question. How do you lose somebody who'd already had over 100 yards receiving against you?
Yes.
How do you lose one of the greatest receivers of all time? I'm sure he's going to go down
Definitely.
on that long list
Yes,
when it's all said
definitely.
and done. And you couldn't find a 6'3" man with dreads?
and the way the ball was thrown, if any Packer was there,
It's
catch and
contested,
score.
or it's contested, or at least if Larry goes up and gets it,
He's
he's
tackled
down
right
or
there.
something. But
Mhm.
no one was there. Shout out to Larry for moving to an open spot on the field. But where was your guy? How do you just release Larry Fitzgerald into wide open space and just leave him there, and then have the nerve to say we didn't get a shot? You had many chances to stop them.
Yeah.
You had every chance the entire game.
It was in his hands basically.
Like
know.
you failed, let it go.
Mhm.
Like you did that. Don't ask the committee to change the rules. You did that again. The defense let Aaron Rodgers down.
Yeah.
It's been a habit. That's what happens there. Aaron struggles for a little bit. The defense kind of keeps him in it. Then Aaron brings him back, and the defense lets him down. It's just, or sometimes the defense is never there. I can remember a couple occasions. So moving from there, you're talking about Arizona and Green Bay. Green Bay, which got your team out the way.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
it's
But
all good.
a lot of people are going from, Green Bay was a really good team. I was surprised. I didn't think that game was going to be as close as it was.
I agree.
But I just had faith in Arizona just because Green Bay's roster is just, I can't, it's hard for me to just have faith. Like, I have faith in Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I don't have faith in the other 52 people. Well, maybe now, like, I'll say, like, the other 51. Because Aaron Rodgers, Jeff Janis, okay, the other 50. Aaron Rodgers, Jeff Janis, and Jordy Nelson got my vote.
Mhm.
That's it. But moving on from there, we got the first time we're having Heisman winning quarterbacks play this week in NFC Championship game. And Carson, you guys brought up Carson winning the Heisman versus Mr. Dab himself, Cam VP. Got to one time for the one time. Cam VP in Charlotte though, like going into the playoffs. We always talked about when Seattle was doing it, how everyone had to go to the link. Everyone has to go to the bank now, and I think everybody needs to recognize that the bank is not fun. It hasn't been fun for anybody this year. No one's went there and got them out the way. And even when they were up 31-0, I think it's easy for people to be like, well, the Seahawks could have came back and they could have did this. I think it's also easy to say that. It's also fair to say, no disrespect to the Seahawks, because kudos for continuing to fight and coming back. That
Make it in the game.
yeah, the Panthers kind of went into like their prevent life, not prevent offense or defense, but like prevent life. Like you have an MVP candidate quarterback, you could have told him to keep throwing.
Yeah.
Like your offense is dialed all the way down. Your defense, you're very sharp in crisp zones and the zone blitzes you were running. They got dialed. They went into like really uber soft coverage, and you can't do that. Like I think that's just one thing that the
Not in the
Panthers-
playoffs.
Yeah.
but just period. Like if you're that good, you can't. Like think about that. That's a flaw they've had. Most teams like that. Most teams that are good enough to get to 15-1, they have a killer instinct. These guys don't have it yet. They're still learning how to win.
Which is scary in terms of they could be humbled, this game or even the Super Bowl, depending on who they play. So I definitely think that's something they need to get in check quickly. In terms of can Arizona do it, I remember we spoke, you were talking about the loss of Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah.
That's going unnoticed by a lot of people because his presence, he could be the only one to really check Cam and be a QB spot. No one's as athletic as Cam on the defensive side. I mean, Patrick's covering whoever their receiver is. But having Tyrann, he could get Cam. And him not being there, if Cam runs, who's going to get him?
I mean, it's just gonna be fun because the Panthers don't run a traditional offense. That there was one play that I saw tweeted from this account that breaks down NFL film. They ran like a QB zone read, and it was just, if you watch it step by step, it was a beautiful play for a running back, let alone a quarterback with the gifts of Cameron Jerrell Newton. Yeah, I'm gonna say Cameron Jerrell Newton. You guys are gonna have to get used to that. This guy, it's spelled differently.
No, it's not.
It isn't.
Same way. Exactly. 2 R's, 2 L's, 2
I tried.
E's.
Hey, look, I
Yep,
tried. Right?
You tried it.
I tried. I was hoping this guy had to know how this
Oh,
guy's name
yeah.
was spelled. But yeah, I think it's gonna be just tough dealing with them. And then just shout out to Cam and what he's done with. I think a lot of people wrote the Panthers off offensively after Kelvin Benjamin went down. We're like, oh, they're not gonna have an offense. They're gonna stink. And he broke the Legion of Boom. He broke it.
Yeah, he broke it.
He broke it in half. Like, I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but during the comeback, they played a whole bunch of man. I don't know what, not New England's, Carolina's, I was about to say Charlotte. Carolina's offensive coordinator was on by going to please don't lose mode, but they were playing man. Like, you got a cover 3 team, very good at cover 3, playing man. And the Seahawks typically do that when they're in trouble. And they had them at like DEFCON 5.
Right.
And you chose just to not finish.
To dial back.
Like, you chose to dial all the way down the
I
line.
have a question. So would it be scarier if they were in a situation where they were down by a significant margin? Well, no, if they were like in a close game with the Cardinals, or if the Cardinals were down by a significant margin, which one would be scarier?
I think it's scary for Carolina just because they haven't showed us the ability to keep the foot on the gas.
Yeah,
to end the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because like if it's a close game, I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Like because they're still engaged, and that's not just the players. I'm really focusing on the play callers. You're still fully engaged. There's no need for you can't afford to dial anything back.
Yeah.
You know, so it's when stuff looks out of reach. It's hard, and that's why the Patriots have been the Patriots for so long because they kill, they don't care, they just keep playing.
Yeah.
People always like, oh, they're running up the score. What do you want them to do?
That's for the coach. Like you got to throw a phone to the coach for
standpoint,
that one.
You built that level of, you can say level of ignorance or greatness rather, that you just excellence even, that you continue to fight.
Right.
No matter the margin, you play because you're trying to get better, and that's what's important.
Yeah.
But Arizona, you guys think Arizona can do it? Or? I'm going Carolina all the way. I don't know what you guys think.
I'm gonna root for Carolina. I think Carolina has it. I'm not gonna count Arizona out. Everyone has a puncher's chance.
Right.
And I feel like if you don't know your history, you're doing to repeat it. The last time Carolina was in the Super Bowl position was in '09.
Right.
Now, granted, I don't think Cam Newton will have a Jake Delhomme game where he throws crazy picks, but that's when Larry Fitzgerald really went off and kind of showed people like, I'm here. That was 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Can it happen again? You never know.
I think, I'm gonna give it to Carolina, but I think the Cardinals definitely will be like probably one of their biggest like threats this season, just because I like the Cardinals' offense matched up with their defense. Like just the threats that they have in the air can definitely hurt them.
All right, like for me, I think it comes down to both things. Like both teams have an issue at right cornerback.
Yeah.
Carolina doesn't have one right now, and neither does Arizona. Like there's Patrick, and then there's like just think about it. Jeff Janis went ham.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right. So
And then
on both teams,
both
there's a
teams.
hole on that side, right? So then obviously like that's an issue. Which team's gonna exploit that the most?
Yeah.
But then with Carson, you can't turn the ball over like you did it. Like those dangerous throws with Green Bay, Carolina doesn't play that.
Yeah,
Those
they'll
are
capitalize
turnovers. Like
on
those are
those.
turnovers. Those are pick sixes. Like you can't have any. Like you need to be perfect. And then secondly, you struggled last week with Green Bay's pass rush. It's just about to be so real. They're coming after you, sir. And they don't
Luke
have to
Kuechly,
blitz to come
Thomas
after.
Davis.
They don't have to blitz Shaq Thompson. And then what they did to what Carolina did to Seattle last week, which was fun, was the zone blitzes. And I know Carson isn't mobile, but Green Bay was able to bother him just by sending people, and he was skittish for a while. What's to say that Carolina doesn't continue to dial that stuff up? And with their type of athletes, they're going to hit home.
Yeah.
The fun part is going to be just the one-on-one matchups where you have, the Arizona pass catchers against the defensive players over there.
Right.
Whether it be linebackers if you're going across the middle, or the safeties. Like Carolina's safeties have to be on point. It's going to be tough. It's just like Arizona's defense has to deal with Greg Olsen. That's not fun.
That's not fun at all.
Probably the best seam route runner in the league, the seam tight end. He kills on the seam routes. Cam throws it to him, double, triple coverage, what have you. It only hits Greg's hands.
Yeah.
That's just not going to be fun. I just think for Arizona, had they had Honey Badger, I think it'd be a little bit easier. Because
It'd be a lot
he's
closer.
like, no disrespect to Patrick Peterson, and I know I'm going to get flack for this. He's the best defensive player on their team, in my opinion, is a Honey Badger. So,
I think Patrick knows that. I mean, he knew that coming out of college. Like,
I'm not trying to take away from Patrick Peterson, but Honey Badger's not there, and we can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You are there, and we know someone's missing. We know, like, it feels like life's missing
Right.
back there. Like, they don't have the same swagger. They don't feel like as scary.
Yeah, that's what he brings to him. That swagger.
They're a different animal when he's around because
Yeah.
it's kind of like, one, I don't even think his teammates always know who he's going to be, but they know he's around. Like, you probably never feel like you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, he's lurking somewhere.
He could cover the field like that.
The range.
Yeah,
He'll be
he
anywhere.
can just cover the field.
Anywhere. And especially with dealing with somebody like Cameron. It's just tough, man.
Mm.
You know, because, like, Tyron's so small. He gets lost in the shuffle when blitzing. You know what I'm saying? So he's right up on you.
But he
He's a very
still has
good
that
tackler.
bite.
Yep.
He can make a
Yes.
difference.
And he's a playmaker.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. He's the epitome of a playmaker. So they're definitely going to be missing that. That's going to be a fun battle. On the other side, what do you guys think about the other side? You know, Tom versus Peyton.
Round 17. And
Right.
this is, to me, their last important matchup because I'm a Peyton Manning fan. We all know Peyton Manning has been washed this season. He hasn't.
You're going to already just define it as washed.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, this season, yeah.
Okay.
I'm objectively, he hasn't. His only good game was against Aaron
So
Rodgers.
from your objective journalism term right now,
Yeah,
he's washed.
Mhm.
I just want to make sure we're clear on this. He's washed.
This season,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm cool with it. I've been sick, so I'm fine. I've owned it.
So it's like to watch Peyton struggle, and then Tom isn't struggling.
Yeah.
So it's
Nope.
good quarterback versus bad quarterback. They both have good defenses.
How hard do you think it is for people to like really go into this and say what you just said? Because I think a lot of people, we want to,
they're
out
stuck
of
in the
nostalgia, we
Mhm.
want to go great quarterback versus great quarterback. And
That's the storyline they want.
Yeah, that's the storyline they want, and you know miracles can happen, but I don't see
But
it happen.
him seeing that possibly this is his last game, he might have some tricks in his bag. Might pull something out.
I want it to happen. Like I do. I'm rooting.
it's about like that sack that should have been last week. It's like that trick. I'm still confused, NFL, but sure, whatever works.
It happened.
Like, he slid, gave himself up like he's been doing for years, and then he popped back. Oh, nobody touched him. All the other times when he slid and people touch him, it's
Mhm.
rough and fast, so he gave himself up. Got to make up your mind, Lee. We're confused, but yeah, I think I don't know if this is gonna happen, but what I feel in my heart is that this is Golden State versus the Cavs.
I really don't want that. I don't need that in my life.
I think there's nothing more than Tom Brady and Bill Belichick would want, which is to eviscerate Peyton Manning.
Right, for his last
For the
game.
last matchup.
I don't want the Broncos in the Super Bowl just for the like.
Just because
What I saw, just what I saw
That
last
stuff
time.
was sad,
First
man.
time I've ever cut the Super Bowl off. First
I didn't
time.
watch it.
I was like,
Like, no lie, I didn't watch it. Like, I was watching, like, the first 5 minutes, and I think Seattle scored. And I was like, this is boring. My mom called me about something. I was like, oh, you know that list of errands? Yeah, I'm going to come over and come do it.
I got
She
you.
was like, what about the Super Bowl? I was like, what about it?
Let me tell you my Super Bowl experience. So I'm rooting for the Broncos, and my
Sorry.
friend, and also I have my sweet man at the time. He's from Denver, so he's all like, "Yeah, this is."
Apologies to him.
And we're all watching the
Condolences.
game, and we made a deal. We was like, all right, for every time Seattle scores, the Bronco fans, people rooting for the Broncos, gonna take a shot. Every time
It's a long night, sir.
Denver
Come on.
scores,
That's not a fun drinking game.
yeah, that was
Poor
a,
guy.
It's a
Not that we
terrible.
advocate that to begin with.
We don't
That's
advocate it.
That's not a fun drinking
I
game.
didn't drive or anything, but just know
That's not a fun game.
it was a terrible. They had to write an article for the paper and everything. It was terrible, man. I was so angry.
All right, last but not
Yeah.
least, now that we're done talking about sad things like Peyton, who's the NFL MVP?
Ooh.
How about that? Yeah, that's what we're going to end on. How about that?
We'll give it to the dad man.
The dad man?
Yes,
Okay. You going there
Yeah,
too?
gotta go Cam.
All right, I'm going with Superman's cousin, a.k.a. Cam Newton. Yeah, I don't think this is a competition.
No,
I think we got to
he
stop
deserves.
it. His number one receiving option died at the beginning of the year, and we laughed at him like, that big wide receiving core you thought you could get, you're never gonna have it.
Yeah, all you got is this
Defense can't
grade.
carry you. Ted Ginger, your only deep threat. Little did we know, Cam was cooking.
Produce.
Cooked all year long.
All year. Every time it seemed like they weren't going to pull it out, he did. If you think of the Giants game when Odell makes that catch and Cam just looks like, okay,
Yep,
yep,
I got this.
all right, I got it, and he get it. Or when they beat Seattle in Seattle,
That was, and the big thing about that, we were talking about like games with having interceptions. He had a bad first half. And then you get to the fourth quarter, and it's winning time. Mind you, this guy's like, it's okay, I'm going to engineer 2 80-yard scoring drives in Seattle. Like, he
And did
broke,
it.
like, that's when he let the Legion of Boom know, like, nah, no kryptonite. You guys aren't that.
Yeah, it's just like, it's my time.
I'll do what I want. Then you see him next week, and he's like, ha ha, LOB, I'm throwing again, wherever I want. So yeah, for us, it's Cam VP for us. For you guys at home, we'd like to know. We're gonna start like a weekly mailbag. So let us know who you guys think NFL VP is. Tweet us, and we'll share your responses next week right here on Beat the Press. So we want to thank you guys. It's been fun. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Might be with the same people. I'm not sure. See what's going on.
Yeah,
These guys
we'll
are busy.
see.
They got busy lives. I don't have one. So
I'm
here
trying.
all the time.
Busiest man in the world.
I'm the busiest broke man in the world. That's what I am.
You rarely see this man. Like, this is probably the second time I've seen you in like 2 months, 2-3 months.
Probably. It's probably.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw that joke out. This is the first time I see him all year.
This guy got jokes. Horrible jokes at that. But thank you guys so much, man. We're going to try to make this a regular occurrence, man. Thank you so much for checking out Beat the Press. As always, get your mind right with us every day, anytime. MyMindOnSports.com.